2020 was a whirlwind of a year, and it's finally drawn to a close. It was an interesting year. And when I say interesting, I mean like John McClane has interesting Christmases, or that Hannibal Lecter would make an interesting dinner host. Just checking. In the midst of all the lockdowns, we were still able to test a lot of great cars. And this right now is our list for the top 10 drives we had in 2020. Rewind! Starting off with number 10 is the Suzuki Espresso. Now, while it's not the most dashing of all the models in the Philippines, it is the quirkiest of the bunch, and it earns a spot on our list for just being plain fun to drive. I will admit, it's a bit down on features and you have to know how to drive stick, but that's the beauty of it. It may not be the most equipped, but it's well priced and has enough space to keep even a big guy like Jack comfortable in his seat. Number 9 on our top 10 list for 2020 is the Kia Picanto. Now, as a winner to our small hatchback comparo, the Kia Picanto is one of the most well-built in its class, which gave it an edge over the rest of its rivals. Equipped with a peppy 1.2-liter engine and a remarkably robust chassis, the Picanto also comes fully equipped with a backup camera and a very capable infotainment system with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. We mentioned in our review that it is the standard that small cars should go for nowadays, and that's a statement that still holds on to this day. Number 8 is yet another winner in our Comparo series, and it is the Suzuki XL7. For just over 1 million Philippine pesos, the XL7 is definitely on the list for being one of the best values that you can buy, considering that it is one of the most economical vehicles in its class. Though, let's be honest, you don't get as much space and shoulder room is a bit on the cramped side, nor is it the most exciting to drive, but let's digress. It's one of the best cars that we've tested in terms of value, which helped it win our comparo with the Expander Cross. Number 7 is the Mazda 6, but before we get there, I gotta give a special mention to the Mazda 3 because damn, that car looks great, it's fun to drive, but in this case, you just need a large displacement engine and a turbocharger to just make your day. The Mazda 6 is definitely a car that is fully loaded and amazing to drive, especially with that 2.5-liter engine driving it. It's a sleeper, and a darn good looking one too. You don't expect a mid-size sedan to go like a bat out of hell and corner like it's on rails, but this thing does it, and it's on a sweet, sweet ride. Now, number 6 is actually a split, because it's not one, but 2 cars. You get the Ford Territory and the GT Coolray. Now, these two models are in a tie because they both took the Philippines by storm when introduced. The Coolray first made its mark with amazing levels of quality and the features that it packs into such a compact frame and price. Then, the Territory came along and it was a bit larger than the Coolray, but is just as feature-dense as the Geely. Now, both cars have turbocharged gasoline motors, but we'll say this, the Coolray is more fun to drive, but the Territory is more comfortable to drive. The number 5 spot belongs to a car whose review actually came out in 2021, but we drove it for, well, most of 2020. It's the Mazda CX8. Wrapped in style and properly stacked with comfort from the driver to the third row, its premium ride and build quality easily place it on this list, the first of 2. The second, well, of the 2 available options, the 7-seater front-wheel drive Signature can also make it onto a consumer's narrowed list with its price point, better than decent fuel figures, and ground clearance with a very level ride when considering an alternative to a PPV. Number 4 is an oldie, but it's still a damn good goodie. It is the Nissan 370Z Nismo. So 2020 might have been a year that the 370Z was just and finally introduced to the Philippines, but what a car it still is. They don't make them like they used to, but this is indeed one of the best drives we've had, mainly because of nostalgia and the fact that it really is one of the most focused and tuned Japanese cars that you can get today where you feel in control. Expensive? Yeah, fine. But if you think about it, it has a cult following that will more than make up for it in the not too distant future. Number 3 is the Kia Stinger. It really is surprising and awesome to see how far Kia has come. Who knew that the brand that made the Kia Picanto can also pony up the horses to make something as amazing as this machine? It's got a 3.3-liter twin-turbo V6 and nearly 400 horses in a package that is rear-wheel drive. On top of that, you get a great number of features inside and comfort that is only matched by its Matic engine. Number 2 is the famous Toyota Supra. It really is an amazing car. and quite a testament to how far we've come with regard to performance cars. The car feels amazing to drive, and it pretty much is the fastest car we've reviewed in 2020. We know that there is a lot of controversy surrounding this car, but in all honesty, you have to get in and drive it to understand just how good of a machine this is. It corners like it's on rails, it handles like a dream, and whatever cliche you can throw at it, it'll catch it and launch it back at you with a soundtrack like this. It's good, man. It's really good, but it doesn't take top spot. No. Sorry, not sorry, but the #1 drive that we had in 2020 is the Ford F-150. You just don't expect it, really. The pickup is over 2.5 tons heavy, wide enough to tee off from. Sorry about that, Jack. Pointless on Manila roads like a screen door in a submarine, drinks fuel with a straw, but has a 0 to 100 time that can rival even a Mustang. It'll haul your stuff and haul ass on the highway, and it has such a great ride even while it's on leaf springs. Now, do forgive us, it's been over 20 years since the last release in the Philippines, and we just couldn't help ourselves. It's a ridiculous car, but one we secretly lust for and won't forget anytime soon. Before we head on out, 2 things. If you're interested in picking up any of these great rides anytime soon, do head on over to AutoDeal.com.ph, where you can request and compare quotes from every dealer in the Philippines. Yup, you can get the best deal with AutoDeal. And second, do consider subscribing to our videos. We make them just for you. Stay safe, everyone. See you soon.